Hey, happy Friday, everybody. Great day today. Great day. I want to show you a few trades that went really well, but more importantly, a new scanning strategy that I put together, a new scan that has been just ripping for me. Has been providing just amazing opportunities. And two of the trades today were from that scan, and I will show you that later. A trade idea scan, and I used the backtest strategy to test it, and it has been doing amazing for the last 60 days, and since the start of this year it has just killed. So I'm going to show you a few trades from that today. First off, one trade. Now, I've mentioned in other videos, one of the strategies I look for is a scan I use, trade idea scan, that looks for stocks moving up along VWAP and approaching the 200 moving average on a 5-minute chart. So I like that little wedge that's formed, and it's usually early in the day that happens. It can cause a kind of like a springboard action once it gets above that 200-day while following VWAP. And one of the trades I did, it ended up being a flat trade for me because I got out early. I got a little nervous, but it ended up going where I wanted to do, and that is PCG, which has been, if I show you the yearly moving on this, I put some lines here for my stops and my targets. Let's see here. Anyway, you can see it's been down a lot. And then it had a big red day, gapped up, and then it had a big red day yesterday. So I was watching to see if it could recover from that and go up. And so you see the VWAP is this purple line. It's moving up, and it was approaching the 200 moving average. I watched this early in the day, and then it jumped up here, and I got in right about, because I thought, if it can get 7 in base, it can really move. And what happened? I got in at about $6.89. Just a little above that. It was like with a couple of decimals in there, but it was just below 690. But then I got out right away. I just didn't like it. These tails, this red candle made me nervous, and it was just this whip action early. This is why I don't trade early in the day. And if you're a new day trader, again, that's what I'm trying to make these videos for, is people interested in getting into day trading. This is just ugly. You can't really, you could put your stop below VWAP, sure, but it's just so whippy that it could actually spike down and come back up and whip you out of a trade. So I didn't like the way it looked, which is why I got a little nervous here. I took a smaller position than normal anyway, and I got out. Still got out above where I got in, so I made a little bit of a profit, but not, a significant amount. And then look what happened. Eventually it kind of drifted down a little sideways and then bounced off VWAP, and then it hit my target. This is my target, 722. This is a 2-to-1 reward to risk, because my stop was 674. I got in at 690-ish, so about 16 cents. So I wanted to go up about 32, and that would have been 722. And it did. Got above there, and then you see, once it hit, it kind of drifted back down. So even if I'd stayed in, I probably would have gotten out right about here where it kind of spiked up, because usually when you see a big spike like this, even with a lot of volume, it can come down, pretty hard. Not always, but that's a possibility. So I like trades that are moving up nice and slow throughout the day, that I can just sit back and watch my PL just go up, nice and comfortably. So when this happens, this spike action, I usually get out right away. It's usually more of a scalp for me. So that's what I kind of did here. I kind of scalped it here, didn't make much, and then turned out I was right. So I can't get too upset about this one, because I really don't take trades before 10 o'clock. I just don't do it unless it's really something that catches my eye. It's just not a comfort zone for me. So now this new trade, this new scan I have, I call it bouncing through VWAP. So what it does is it looks through the parameters I set up. Basically have it looking for stocks that are have gone down a little bit on the day, and then are making their way back up and then going through VWAP. So once they go through VWAP, this kind of triggers. There has to be a certain relative volume. I'm only looking for stocks that have an average true range of about about 80 cents or greater, and that move about 500,000 shares at least on average over the last 10 days or so. So there's very tight kind of parameters overall, because there's a lot of other stuff in there as well. But this has been killing for me, and I'll show you. I want to just show you the odds maker results that I've had for this. This is since January 1st, and this is great. Profit factor of 2.13, which is great. The projected annual return over 1,000, strategy return 14.8. So the average winner is about 38 cents, average loser 18 cents. I basically put in a 3-to-1 reward to risk ratio target, but also if it doesn't hit my stop or my target, just get out at the end of the day. And doing that came up with nearly 50% winners, which is great. And a lot of trades, basically almost 1,000 trades over these last 3 weeks, a little less than 3 weeks, and 8 winning days in a row, only 1 losing day. You can see over this. And now I also did this scan over the last 60 days, and it evened out a little bit more, but it was still an annual return of over 200%, I think, and a profit factor of about 1.4 or 5-ish, something around that, and a win percentage of about 42, something like that. So. But there's a lot of down days in there. I mean, this is just if you were auto trading this. It took every trade possible, which you wouldn't do. You kind of go through the scan and decide which ones you like, which ones really fit the mold. Because sometimes it's going to pop trades in here that are just not, even though they're technically meet the criteria, they're not what I'm looking for. So basically, this is the scan I used today for 2 great trades. And the first one that I got into was PENN Gaming. I used to when I wasn't day trading, I used to swing trade this stock a lot. A lot of casino stocks I used to trade because I just was comfortable with the way they moved. But today I did day trade in this. Now you see what happened here. This alerted me. I can't remember when I got in this. I got in about 11:03. So this must have been on my scan around that time. I might have saw it well before 11 o'clock, and I just made note of it because it was moving up a little bit. So it was somewhere around 11 o'clock. I saw it on here, popped up, and I got in. So I got in right here at around 11:03 because you can see what happened. Started the day kind of whippy, broke down through VWAP, but then it started. You see this little doji. This is a bottoming tail doji, indecision doji, where it ended this 5-minute period right where it started. So it opened right here at 24:30 and it closed at 24:30. And sellers tried to bring it down. You see the long wick, but they couldn't, which told me, if you're watching this, hey, sellers couldn't do what they want to do, continue this downward trend. Buyers went out and it's slowly moving up. So once it got to VWAP, I kind of jumped in a little early. I probably should have waited until it got well above VWAP, 24:45-ish a bit about. But I got in right here at 24:39. And I was looking for it to get back to the high of the day, about 24.67. And what happened? It broke above VWAP right away. Still, and see, this isn't even ideal for me. It's see these wicks, a lot of whip action. But it met the criteria for this scan that I like. Got above it, and then look what happened here. This huge spike at 12:30. So, again, I've said this before, when you see that, it can go down just as quickly as it can go up, especially when people are in this stock and they start selling because they're like, hey, I might as well take profits here, which is what I did. So I sold it about 24. What did I get? 24.64. So 25-cent gain, which is great because look at this. This is all I needed right here. Boom. So then it drifted down, but look, another spike in volume. Look at this volume. Could go back up again, and I want to show you why I also like this. It was above this 15-minute candle chart when I got in. I got in at, what was it again, 11:03. So it was right around here. So it was above this. So it had this as support, had VWAP, or it was going to get VWAP, I was hoping. And then on a 30-minute chart, I got in, I got in above this 10 EMA. You can see the 10 EMA on a 30-minute chart. I love the 10 EMA on the 15s and 30s. And then use that as support. So that was good. And then also on the yearly chart, look what happened yesterday. Buyers won out again. You see that long wick there on that day? That means sellers tried to bring it down. They couldn't, and ended up positive on the day, near the high of the day. So that told me, hey, today might be a day where it kind of continues on, which it actually did. It started down, but then it went up. So I made money off of this and was really happy with this. So this scan, I'm just thrilled with this. This scan is just doing wonders for me. Now another stock I got from this scan. Let me see. I think I got it around 11 something. Yeah, Comcast. 11:26. I almost got into this one immediately. I got in at 11:53. 11:53. So here, what I liked about this, again, It's getting through VWAP, and the 200. Whenever I see the 200, that also rings bells for me. So see what happened here? It was down on the day, right? Down on the day, started making its way back up, got above VWAP, spiked down, then continued to back up. So sellers were trying to bring this down, they couldn't. And you could see that when I got in, which was at 1150-ish, it was above the 10 EMA on a 15-minute chart. So all I was looking for here, you can see my lines here, I wanted it to get, this is my stop, 35.83, and I got in at 35.95, so only 12 cents. And then what happened? Broke above 200, little top tail, bottom tail, and then it continued up. And I got up, I wanted 36.19, and it did kind of hit it just briefly on this one, but I was just happy to get out with a win here, because the one thing I looked at, if you look at what happened yesterday, I'll just stretch this out. Look at this. This is resistance, right? You see this top, this little mountaintop here, and another mountaintop here. So that, to me, tells you, hey, it's going to have to work to get above that. So as soon as I got it right here, I said, you know what? It could get above it, but this is my last trade for the day. I'm going to get out. And then you can see it's kind of, might be going down again. So who knows what's going to happen. But it was just a great day. The SPY was up today, so if you were getting into a lot of longs, you had a lot of support from the SPY. It looks like it's drifting down now. But yeah, so it's really, really happy with that. And I think there was another trade I was looking at. I'm not sure if USB, oh, CASA, yeah, this was down on the day. You see, just gap down. This came up in my gap scan. Gap down on the day from yesterday, so it's down. But it started spiking up, and then look at this. This is an engulfing bear candle where you have a big candle and then followed by a green candle followed by a down candle that covers this one completely and then continue down. So when I missed this because I was looking at my other trades, but I probably would have gotten in as soon as it broke VWAP, maybe at 1163, and so far it's down to about 1115, so you could have gotten about, you know, almost 50 cent short on this, and it looks like it might continue. If you look at this 8 EMA, which is very helpful on a 5-minute chart, as soon as it broke below that, it just held that, and it used that as a support, as a support line there, and so it could keep going down. So that was another trade I was looking at. I just didn't get in today, but I am loving this bouncing through VWAP scan. It's just money, and so far I'll keep monitoring it in terms of how it does over the next month or so. But since January 1st, look at all these green days, just killer. So that's it. So yeah, hopefully you guys had a good day today. If you have any questions about day trading, getting into it, how I got into it, any kind of advice you're looking for, I'd be happy to answer that in the comments. Just leave a comment, and then I will see you. Monday's an off day for Martin Luther King, so it's going to be Tuesday. So I'll see you next week on Tuesday. Take care.